So we have the step-by-step virtual stock trading system that I've been using for 5+ years to pocket regular $1,000 weekly returns and pick highly profitable stocks in AI driven markets using just 20 minutes a day, sometimes 30 minutes a day on the go. Now, the key here is that we're in AI driven markets, and we got the sun kind of coming down. It's later in the day. Maybe it's not going to be the perfect look here, but if you stick with me here, I promise you guys, this is going to be well worth it for you. So you guys probably see, I'm going to get right into this. My virtual stock trading system, it works for thousands of investors and traders because it focuses on one thing. So that is AI driven markets. So the markets where there's a lot of value, a lot of profits. How many of you guys feel more confident investing in tech because of you're seeing some of the developments with AI? Are these the kind of things with AI recently that are getting excited that you're going to see better returns because of some of these crazy new developments, and you could identify which companies? I would imagine I'm personally getting excited for this AI boom. I don't know how dynamic you guys have seen some of the new tech that's coming out, or how the broadness of all the different tech we've seen, but we're going to get into it. There's different markets, and we're going to talk about the different markets and kind of how I got into this. So if the term AI driven markets is new to you, that's okay, because I'll explain everything. An AI driven market is a vehicle where your speed to profits is faster and your return on investment is higher than in non-easy profit markets. So that essentially means if you make trades in a AI driven market, you make more money more often for less time and money invested in the portfolio growth. And I'm going to share with you guys how I got into this. And for staying to the end here, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to download my AI driven markets ranking guide, so you'll always know the best AI stocks to invest in 2025. Let me clarify. What I'm going to teach you today is how you can turn profits from AI and tech without a big portfolio in stocks you don't need to stress about the risk with or guess with whatsoever, but by capitalizing on the profitable boom of AI. So here's the process. A couple years ago, I was getting started in investing. It must have been 2015 through 2019. I started learning the markets and getting into tech. I found Nvidia pretty early, and I started a YouTube channel here. We started to grow a little bit. Was able to get to a couple thousand subscribers. Got to meet some people, but that didn't come after. You see, for about 4 years after I started the YouTube channel on investing, I had different pursuits. I moved to different states. I met my wife. I was actually pursuing some music business at the time, which wasn't going too bad, but I got a deal signed at one point where I was able to make some money selling a jingle to Invisalign. But what changed for me is I ended up getting a pointer. At the time, I was about 17 years old. I got a pointer to take stock instead of cash. And then I watched the stocks. I started getting into stocks. Then I met my wife in 2020. Her and I moved somewhere, and I started getting more passionate about music and art and things like that. So I took a little bit of a break from doing the YouTube channel and stuff. But I was still looking at the markets every single day. I was kind of figuring it out. And basically 5 years went by, or 4 years, is 2024. And I was having really good returns. I was getting up every single morning for those years, and I was learning how to trade. I even got to work for a financial institution over in Boulder, Colorado for a little bit as a consultant. And I got to learn the markets. And in 2024, I started to shift, and I said, I'm going to try this YouTube again and cover some of the stocks that I'm already covering every day. So we started covering it. I got to meet people like Jack Selby from Graham Stephan's podcast. I got to meets some CEOs of some big companies and network with IBM and Microsoft and IonQ, so quantum computing companies, going to conferences. Got to meet space companies and get media passes, all really in the past few months, and even get to meet CEOs of some multi-billion-dollar companies. And like, have you guys ever heard a story like that where someone's like pursuing someone coming back in? Because this is what happened for me. I started investing, and this is kind of the process that I'm going to tell you guys on how it's really changed the game for me. You find profitable AI stocks, you add them to your watch list, you identify when the stocks become undervalued, and there's a full process for going through and finding out that. And you can do that on the go, and then enter on the low, sell for a high, pretty straightforward, for premium paydays each and every month. Now, here's the problem. This is what I found is a lot of people, talking to my uncle, talking to family members, they tell you go buy the S&P 500. It's 8% return, and it's average that for however long. But to me, it just didn't make sense. I feel like there's a better way to do it. And even Warren Buffett himself says you should invest in stocks or invest in the S&P 500. But himself, he actually invests in individual stocks. And so I started investing in individual stocks about 5-6 years ago. Seriously, and really studying them. And one of our first returns was Nvidia. And in the same amount of time that it would have been about a $400 return on $5,000, I was able to turn it into an 1,800% return by Nvidia in the same amount of time. And it was about a $29,000 change. So there's also people, and you might have people that go and they trade the S&P 500, and it's averaging really, really well over a few years, maybe even 58%. But the same thing here is you could find a stock, and as you can see, what I did, I averaged more than that, and I was able to beat the markets all time, given my portfolio and how things have gone. And what I can tell you guys is there's no fancy indicators that I use, no big news catalysts, no complicated analysis strategy, just an AI stock or a quantum stock or a space stock or a nuclear stock, some stock that is in the cutting edge with an undervalued status, and then a proven strategy to generate a return. So there's capital gains taxes. And I hear you guys, and some people say, well, there's capital gains taxes. What do I do? And I get it. How many of you guys, when you're hearing what I'm telling you here today, you're saying, okay, I want to know, like, if this could work for me. How many of you guys are saying AI stocks or investing with a plan, a strategy, investing in these companies could help me avoid some of the emotional investing? Because we talk about it a lot, but the plan, how many of you guys think like just having a plan can help you just not be emotional? And that's kind of what I focus on. So over the next few minutes, you'll learn how to identify hundreds of undervalued stocks throughout the tech sector and dozens of great deals ready to buy. If you've been around stocks for any time, you might say to yourself, Will, this is just normal value-based trading. I already understand this. What's so different? Glad that you asked, and I'll explain everything. But in a nutshell, this is just value-based trading, which is why anyone can do it, and it's so simple. But the key to what I'll be teaching you guys here today is to do it in the right market, not just online. What are the right markets? Well, let's check it out here. Here's the deal. Not all markets are created equal. Think about your situation. Some markets that you invest in are large indexes. They have very slow moves and are dragged down with diminishing returns. In other markets, profits are higher. There are a lot of new technologies, and the market cap saturation is far less. Have you guys ever seen someone break it down like this before? If you're trying to make money as an investor or an entrepreneur, and you're investing in non-easy profit markets, you're 100% working harder than you have to, and you're probably not getting the results that you want. Can you guys feel it? How many of you guys feel like you're like close, you're almost getting in the markets, but it's like a little bit overwhelming? There's just like too many stock choices. You're like, am I missing out over here on this hidden gem? Can you guys feel that? Because I feel like in today's world, there's so many distractions that everybody's being said to go check out these stocks. But again, not all markets are created equal. Here's how I learned this. Most people, they tend to think that, the move is to pour money into big index funds. And the guy doing that, or the girl that's doing that, might be better off and growing faster and bigger than the guy that's buying the AI and the tech. But in my experience and in our consulting, that's not what I found. What I found and what mattered most was not the person, whether they diversified their portfolio, the financial nest egg that they have, or anything else. The number one thing that leads to success was the market that they focused on. How many of you guys have tuned into our YouTube video and you hear us say, all right, there's 3 steps we're going to go through. The first step is the market. It's because the market determines so much for the overall direction and intrinsic value potential of a stock. And that could be great news for you. See, many investors, they're burning out not because they lack discipline, but because they waste time in markets that have no edge. And if you've been struggling or wondering how to get the quick cash or those quick trades that make sense and can get you the profits from tech, being here today will show you why things might not be working and exactly what you could do about it. So look, success, you guys know it's right there within reach. You just have to make small adjustments. Sometimes that's the plan, sometimes it's the market, sometimes it's the emotions. And it's the adjustments really that most people never tell you about. You don't hear about them. And if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from your time here on this video today, it's this. It's not you, it's not the strategies that you've learned or the effort that you're putting in that keeps you from making extra money, quitting your job, adding another $5,000 a month to your portfolio. It's your markets. So write this down, guys. If you're taking notes, awesome. If you're not, all power to you. If you got photographic memory, that works too. Write this down though. The market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your smartest strategy without it. Can't tell you how many times I've seen people come with these complex strategies and saying, if I do this and I have, the support and resistance and, and the financials are looking good here, blah, blah, blah. And they're looking at the company's recent products that are coming out. But the market that the company's in is not a good market. And it's not one that's going to really have the type of growth that's going to catch on and make their trade go in the direction that they want it to go. And this is the big aha moment that I had. At this point, let's just all agree, not all markets are created equal. Okay, some markets will make you more money faster than others. Does that make sense? You guys understand? Does that all make sense? You can continue settling for some of the average investments with little returns or follow a proven system to get results. So, wouldn't that be exciting to catch trends before they go viral? Or can you imagine what it feels like to confidently pick some winning investments? Now, I know some of you guys might have had a taste, and I think some of you guys do well. And like what it's like to know exactly what to do before the stock does what it does, to have a plan in place and emotionally detached. Isn't that an awesome feeling? So if you get this and you really understand what I'm telling you here today, the old bad results can disappear and you can start getting the results that you want. Do you guys get it? More importantly, will you do something with this information to start getting the results that you want? You're going to start doing something with the information. They say knowledge is power, but no, knowledge is only potential power. So once I realized this, I learned how to capitalize on it. Things changed. The old results disappeared. Making money got a whole lot easier, and stock trading has never been the same. And earnings have skyrocketed. So I want to say this. Number one, some of you guys watch stocks and you maybe get caught up in different companies or different YouTube channels or what have you. And you might feel like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, or I'm feeling alone. I don't know which channel to go. Whatever it is, number one, you're not alone. Number two, it's not your fault. And number three, there is a simple solution, which is what you'll learn here today. So here's why Thomas was dead wrong and how this revelation ended up producing $8,000 in just 2 short days. Do you want to feel like you're in control of your investments? Check out what Chris says. We entered a stock position in an AI market last week and have gained 16%. Now it's time to find our next pick. Love the system. So guys, some of you guys tune into the YouTube channel and you've seen us travel, you know, where we go, where we've lived, but I want to give you guys some personal side on myself. I live here in the foothills just outside Tahoe on the base of the Sierra Nevadas. So you can see they're right outside Tahoe, between Sacramento and Tahoe. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Tammy, for about 3 years, and they've been the best years of my life. And we love to travel, and we both love living in new cultures, trying new foods. We like exercise too. We like to play sports. And that's kind of the day to day. You know, we wake up every single morning, and I'm in the markets investing and trading. After that, you know, we like to make content and do great research on those companies. And it's kind of the day to day. We like to travel a lot too. So the market you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. This is aha moment number 2. Focusing your effort in the right market will produce better, more consistent, and faster results than going bigger and spending more. This means you can make more money by spending less money on assets to make returns, and by focusing first on specific markets and on specific sectors in those markets. So I'm looking for something from you right now. If the idea of making more money faster by investing less money in stocks sounds good to you, commit to it. Decide and make the decision right now that you're committing to doing things differently than you've done in the past, because you're committed to getting the results that you want. And maybe that means investing into AI more, or really figuring out what's going on with data centers or the energy shift as AI starts to develop. Maybe it's just making the decision. And imagine picking an easy profit market, identifying the most profitable path in the right sector, and putting all your effort on making money with high growth AI stocks. Stocks that are already filled with untapped profit and returns, and where institutions will be actively buying. And that's actually an artificial intelligence. It's a market size outlook on the growth of robotics, machine learning, computer vision, and natural language processing, autonomous and sensory technology. We can just see that in billions of dollars, how much the market's growing. So write this down if you guys are taking notes. Secrets to quick, regular paydays are, number one, the markets where you make the most money must be chock full of businesses in the AI and technology sector of stocks. And the markets where you can make the most money must be chock full of institutional attracting value. And the technique you'll learn today here is called value unwrapping. And it can be done on your laptop or on your phone. You get to choose. So kind of let me explain what this looks like. You can see two circles here. On the left, you have the circle of index funds. There's little to no pay. You spend money, put it in, you invest it, and you can see the yellow and the blue here. About 30% of the stocks in the index fund will even, make that index fund run, and the rest of them are just kind of lagging behind. Then you have the other circle here, which is AI and tech. So that could include quantum computing, maybe nuclear energy, or even space tech. And there's a lot of companies there, but about 10% of them will be inside the overlapping area here. And the problem is 90% of the companies in AI, you've probably seen this, there's lots of competition, there's FOMO, there's pumping and dumping, and it causes unprofitability. But there's this 10% of the AI and tech market that overlaps here and is in this honey hole of they're being selected, they're in some index funds, they're in the mainstream, or they're getting there, but they're the 10% of AI and tech that are the honey hole. It's where there's lots of profits and they're growing AI stocks. So there have been changes in the financial industry over the past 2 years, with more to come. Which is why what I'm teaching you here today is so important. Imagine having a strategy to select the best stocks that are chock full of profit before deep-pocketed traders. And imagine having a step-by-step blueprint to follow so you can buy and sell those stocks to the richest market makers from the comfort of your phone, while on vacation, with your family, or while traveling the world and living life on your terms. Now, before we continue, I want to make something clear here up front. My system isn't about making the most profitable trade and making it all at once, although many of them are very profitable. And if you're only 100% interested in only the most profitable trade, the rest of this training and video, it might not be for you. Because what I'm going to teach you next is all about finding and making consistent trades easier. Trades you can win and profit day after day, week after week, month after month. Even if you tried before and failed, I'll show you exactly why my system is different and why none of Wall Street teaches this same technique. The key to success is consistency that allows you to create a portfolio profit machine so regular paydays become expected and normal. Would you guys enjoy waking up and knowing that you are making money in your sleep, or that you can you guys see yourself right now kind of getting the results? Like, do you feel like knowing this would help you get there? I'm talking about the kind of consistency that allows you to quit your job or quiet your job and get your significant other fully on board so you can go full-time in the money for more money industry, because that's what we're in, right? The money for more money industry. The kind of consistency that allows you to keep your financial partners happy if you have them, because they can make more money and before media hype hits. How many of you guys have seen how, I think it was just yesterday we were on a call and we're talking about how it's not so important that you have hype, that you have all these news articles. There's so many news articles. You don't need to look at the news articles. You need to go directly to the source or directly to the only very reputable companies. And that's where you're going to get the most valuable information, because you know it's accurate. So we really try and have integrity in the source of information that we're using to invest. And consistency in that plus speed equals success. And I see here, got a comment here. Someone says cooler. Someone says, I saw you in a Robinhood ad. What's that about? Are you partnered with Robinhood Legend? That's a really great question. So we just recently signed something with Robinhood where they're using some of my videos and some of our breakdowns in the market analysis and my likeness on their ads for sharing some of their new tech that they're releasing with Robinhood Legends. So that's probably why you saw an ad with me on it from Robinhood. So that's what that is. And if you guys are tuning in right now, you're just tuning in. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? If you're here, you're tuning in, having a great Thursday afternoon, go ahead and comment. And go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from as well. Here on this Thursday kind of afternoon here. Cool. So the AI sector isn't just any market. It's where innovation meets profitability. There are specific stocks that are primed for exponential growth, often overlooked until it's too late. So this is my aha moment number 3, which is you only need to capitalize on the prime segment of an easy profit market and trade just one stock a month to make a killing with this system. Most people, they think that they need to build a fund that competes with the biggest and best institutional traders to make money. In fact, I was just talking with a friend a couple weeks ago where he said that he was disappointed that the only people that make money in the market was the people that are the hedge funds and the institutional investors. And I said, they actually have it almost harder sometimes because their moves are easily identifiable. And most retail investors, they lose because they're getting excited about the wrong things. The dynamic moves in the market, they see the green, they get excited. We're making money when the market dips and we're able to capitalize on the overreactions when they go down. So most people, and maybe you think this way too, that you need to learn to implement 17 different ways to trade stocks. I see some comments here. Tyler says Scottsdale, Arizona. That's awesome. I was just in Scottsdale a couple weeks ago with my wife for the QBTS conference where we got to meet D-Wave and their team. Connecticut, James says Connecticut. Johnny's from Massachusetts here. Awesome. So you may think you need 17 different ways to trade stocks, buy an index, have insider info, or even loans, I've heard that before, ready to fund all their investments. And that you need to have $10,000, 100K, 1 million or more in cash in your account each month to really cash in. That's not true. And to be frank with you, I think that's one of the hardest ways to try to be successful and see triple digit annual growth rates. And oftentimes it leads to failure. What I want you to realize is that with the right market, every month there are hidden growth stocks that are extremely set for growth and opportunities ahead of media coverage. So you only need one stock that meets your criteria to make quick analysis scale into $10,000 payday or more, depending on how much you're investing in. But by focusing on a single high growth AI stock that fits the proven systems criteria, you eliminate distractions and amplify your returns. So my system teaches you to get laser focused in the right markets and in the right analysis in the market, and then in buying in the right way to profit. When you're focused in the right markets, the right assets, and on the right growth trajectory, you don't need to be a trader pro. You don't need to master complicated strategy. And you don't need to frustrate yourself on the analysis side trying to put your money to work only to come up short. So I call this the trifecta. It's when you're in the right markets, the right analysis, or the right asset, and the right profit plan. When you use the trifecta, you use it to your advantage, it allows you to screw up most of what gurus tell you need to learn and master. And you could still get profitable stocks in the markets and put thousands each month into your hip pocket national bank. That's my favorite bank. And here's how it works here. Most people, they buy stocks in a state of hope. Now, your market might look like something like this. You got a market here with a bunch of stocks, and you got to struggle. You're trying to find the green one. You're trying to find the profitable stock. And you might invest, let's say, in an index fund, $10,000, and over the course of a year, somewhere there, you get 8% return. It's an $800 value. And then you have your market where sometimes every once in a while in your market, you might struggle a little bit. You might have those returns, but then every once in a while you have a good trade and you struggle, but you get a good trade. And maybe you come out profitable there and you can get your account up to, let's say, 14,000. It's relative to what you're investing, right? AI is the single greatest opportunity to capitalize on and trade in our lifetime. How many of you guys are excited about the investments? You see the opportunity of investing in AI. Because I don't know if you guys realize, this is one of those things that doesn't happen every day. We are getting the opportunity to see AI take place right in front of us. This is a golden age. It's a golden era. Now, here's the layer. This is the value unwrapping that we mentioned earlier. The wrapper you need to remove for your stock selection to truly succeed. This is something the biggest players in the stock market will rarely share with you. And it's the same wrapper that small companies use with tools like ChatGPT and that Fortune 500 companies exploit to grow their empires. So let me give you some examples. Tesla, wrapped by NVIDIA, right? Because NVIDIA is the tech, the microchips that will be running the Teslas. Now it's kind of AMD, and then you got some of the wrapping happening with Starlink, where AMD is going up in Starlink. Then you got maybe wrapped, the actual semiconductors are made up of Taiwan Semiconductor. So then you have Taiwan Semiconductor. And then you have gold maybe going into semiconductors. So then you got wrapped. So there's these levels at which you can dissect companies to go down to find the smaller players that are providing the value in the marketplace for the bigger companies. And Microsoft leveraging tools like ChatGPT, Tesla powered by chips from NVIDIA, reliance on Taiwan Semiconductor, and even Taiwan Semiconductor deeply tied to precious metals like gold. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy gold. Gold is something you hold, but tech is something you trade. Now, imagine if you had that access, knowing which sectors are about to explode before the news hits, grabbing profits others miss because they're focused on the wrong markets. Positioning yourself like the pros, but without any of the complexity. This isn't about how to be in the right markets. This is about trading in the best prime segments of the market and what actually works. So imagine here, right? Rather than relying on the mediocre stocks, you might have 500 stocks at 8%, and they barely beat inflation. 10% of those stocks actually are going to be bringing 150% returns, which in turn carry the market. So 10% of the market, that prime segment of the market, is carrying the larger amount of stocks. And that's the prime segment, the honey hole stocks that we focus on. So my system fills this gap of opportunity. How many of you guys find that to be exciting and think that identifying that 10% of stocks could be the key to growing your portfolio? So, explosive AI tech. This is the first step. 1 to 3 stocks of my portfolio at any given time are these highly explosive AI tech stocks. Could be in quantum, could be in defense, could be in nuclear, or even just AI tech. Near-term cash. So those ones might be these trades. They're smaller. You guys see them. We execute them pretty often. $500 to $5,000 in capital. So those are the ones that turn into, from $500 can turn into the $5,000 equities. So do you guys have this portion of your portfolio? How many of you guys find that this is an exciting part of your portfolio and you are investing in some of the smaller companies looking for those explosive growth returns that look like the 5, 10x, or 20x returns? So that's a piece of the portfolio, and that's a good part, because if you have your potential 10x there, and you're talking about, let's say, a $500 investment that could turn into 5,000, or could be proportional to however much you're investing, and then you build some cyclical cash flow and build recurring revenue. I'm a believer in the future of technology, of crypto. I think a lot of companies are moving towards building their companies on the blockchain or having their company tokens available. And before we even get in, those cyclical cash flows that have the cycles of the blockchain and have the cycles of the Bitcoin halving, and the more that the US dollar gets, let's say, inflated, the more these asset prices are going to go up. Those are the $1,000 to $10,000 investments, the 1,000 that can turn into 10,000. And I'm seeing in the chat people saying, yeah, I got the Palantir, I got the shorter BBAIs. Jason says, yep. And David's like, nice. And then you have your long-term AI growth buy and holds that increase the value of portfolio. These are the ones that go to $1,000 to infinity, that can be those 100x, but they take time. They take the time, but these are the ones we focus on in long-term AI growth. Now, the goal here with assets, depending on where you're starting, would be to get to the point where you have a passive income. $15,000 per month goal with assets, 3 assets per month per market on average. Now, the government's very clear that I can't make income claims and I can't make promises or guarantees of success or of making money for someone that uses my system. I'm only telling you what's possible if you learn, put in the work, and stick with it. Truth is, I don't know you fully. I know some of you guys tune in here daily, but I don't know how hard you'll work or if you'll even follow my system. So I don't know if you'll make any money or not. And in fact, as with any investment, you could lose money. Here's what I do know. The AI industry is never easy, but the most simple way I know to make extra money and create sizable sums is to trade assets in easy profit markets. It's what I've been doing for years, and it's what I've been teaching for years, and it's proven to work when people put in the work and work through the roadblocks that always seem to show up. So guys, this is a transition here in the video. Make sure you're taking notes. Write this down. Simple systems scale. My system's broken down into this 10-step repeatable process. So it's based on the trifecta of the 3-part analysis in the right markets, the right assets, and the right growth opportunity and offer And when you do that right, finding AI assets that become winners is much more simple. So let's dive in. Step number 1, AI-driven markets. So we'll pick the top 3 assets in the AI-driven markets. My AI-driven market asset selection process is based on 7 proven criteria. How to rank the assets. So we compare first to your current assets that you're already investing in. Then we select your top 5 possible assets. Rank each asset based on my 7 selector points. So we'll go through growth potential, momentum, institutional backing variable, AI relevance, and innovation. And now look at this. This is the question. If you could quickly and easily find the fastest to profit AI assets in the industry, and you had a simple system in place to profit and get X times profit collected every month, would you? I say X because it depends. Some of you guys are starting and you're tuning in and you're starting from a different spot. Some people are starting with millions of dollars, tens of millions. Some people are down in the hundreds or just getting started. And the step number 2 leads into, it doesn't matter. AI-driven markets are where you find the hottest deals, the hottest offers available in the market. And this is the step where I create an AI profit path, which is how you'll find ready to buy AI assets that become growing stocks and crypto. So the keys here, guys, are to know where smart buyers are buying. So that's the institutional piece, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. Think about it. When you know these 3 things, finding stocks that are ready to grow is simple. So here's the question. If you had a system that taught you exactly which stocks to buy before they explode, helped you act fast without stress or confusion, and let you do it again and again to grow your portfolio, would you? Of course you would. Step number 3, AI-driven markets picking the undervalued assets. So using the AI profit path that we just created, you'll hone in and build AI asset lists of just undervalued assets. This is what keeps your investing risk low and what gets you a higher than normal number of winners in AI that are projected to grow as assets. So guys, I could tell you we're stacking everything in the favor. We go through these steps, the selector points. We are looking at the market. You're looking at the usage of the company, the financials, and let's say we all that information is presented to you as check, check, check. It's all ready to go. All you have to do is click buy or sell. There's still this element of being able to have a plan and execute it. And that's where investing in just 3 assets each month in each market, just that prime segment of each market, is so important. That's it. Just 3 assets in 3 assets a month in each market. Nothing complicated or hard. Then you're going to use my profit calculator to make accurate trades that investors are already eyeing and price your entry for maximum profit with minimal risk. This is awesome. Profit calculator sounds like as cool as it is. So we're going to get into it. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So the question is, if you can make trades perfectly priced in for explosive growth without doing complex research, without endless chart analysis and mediocre returns with little to no risk, would you? So these initial steps make up the foundation of the trifecta: the right market, the right assets, and the right growth profit. One thing Vish used to say here, he says, I'm thrilled to share my portfolio has grown by 3% in a day and 10% over the past month since I joined this. largely thanks to the strategies discussed in StockMate. So here's one from David. David says, Will, I'm loving everything about your system. I made about 13% annually in index funds, but realize this AI tech market is new and I finally feel like I'm ahead of the game. It's from David. Since you've learned the keys to the trifecta and 3 of the 10 steps in my AI stock trading system, I want to show you how I personally run my portfolio to maximize profits and minimize risk. So to teach you the rest of my system, I've decided to take a little different approach because I think it'll help you and it will make it easier for me to teach. So the reason I think this will work the best is because tying the entire system together is all about creating consistent, repeatable results and eventually getting AI to do 93% of the work for you. You find opportunities, let AI-powered tools do most of the heavy lifting for you, analyzing the markets, spotting undervalued assets, and streamlining decisions to stay ahead of the market. So here's the question. If you could get an AI you only pay when it makes you money and it does 93% of the work for you, would you? Of course you would. Many of you sent me messages the past few days after watching that virtual stock trading system mastermind session that I shared with everyone. And you asked if I would make and reopen the virtual stock trading system since I've only taught it to a small select group of investors who got exclusive access. The system's been off the market for a while and only a handful of people have ever had the opportunity to learn and apply these strategies who you heard on the recorded mastermind. That makes the information that I'm about to share with you even more valuable because very, very few people even know this information and no one can normally get it right now. After receiving a literal outpouring of requests for access to the system over the past few days, what I've decided to do is reopen a small handful of VIP spots for just a few of you guys to have on this training. The truth is, I wasn't planning to reopen this system, and because I'm only making a small number of spots available, I'm not offering it at the regular price. So my normal virtual trading system, when it's available, it sells for close to $5,000. And honestly, it's a steal at that price when you consider the ROI traders have achieved with the system. But I'm not opening those VIP spots today at the regular $499.7. Why? Because I was already going to teach you guys everything that you've already learned today anyway. And this isn't about the money. This is about you. If you want a simple to follow step-by-step system that walks you by the hand, peels back the curtain, and shows you exactly how to leverage AI and tech markets for maximum growth and create consistent, repeatable profits with a proven process, this is for you. This is for the experienced and successful investors who are ready to scale and build consistent growth, whether you're working or not. Oh, and you guys can thank me later since I wasn't planning to open these spots. I'm making this a total no-brainer by giving you a crazy 75% discount off the $4,800 system. But this is extremely limited. So why am I doing this? There's 2 reasons. First, I'm planning to record all the sessions this time and make it available to a few more people. And by getting in now, you're going to have a major advantage and an early start over everyone else. There aren't always these opportunities where you're in early and can take advantage of a head start, but this is one of those times. So do yourself a favor, don't miss this. Second, I know that after you follow each simple module and apply my AI virtual stock trading system training and market selection process, you'll start identifying high growth AI stocks just like I do. I know it will happen because I'm going to show you exactly how I rank by profit and pick the AI stocks. And that means you'll find out where I'm investing in AI, and we might even overlap on some picks. So because of this, I hope you'll be inclined to try more of my AI tools and tech in the stock market because they're filled with so many untapped opportunities. And remember, you only need one great trade to change everything. So let's take a closer look here, guys, at the virtual stock trading system. The virtual stock trading system, module 1, is a quick start guide. It's the complete virtual stock trading system. The value is $497. Complete trading system overview. So we start with the end in mind, create an easy to follow step-by-step plan for you. No overhead, no cash, luck, or experience needed. You get your life back by working less and making more money and less trades that profit faster and more consistently. And you learn how to scale your portfolio. Module 2, this is the stock selection. So picking high growth markets step by step, value of $997. And we say it time and time again, assets, assets, assets. Yet no gurus teach this. You learn step by step how to identify undervalued AI assets for the fastest speed to profits. You get to master how to compare and rank stocks based on my proven criteria and create a complete stock profit plan from top to bottom. You also get a download here, AI stock selection checklist. The virtual stock trading system as well here in module 3, finding the honey hole. So as we went over earlier, that's the market analysis and the stock pricing. So whether you're focused on established AI giants or hidden small cap opportunities, this module helps you uncover hidden pockets of profit. You'll learn how to create a profit path that will get you sales and allow you to sell your stock faster. And this is the most exciting module in the VSTS, and nobody teaches this. Module 4 is dynamic of the virtual stock trading system, is the profitable pricing and dynamic entry and exit pricing. So profitable trades, depending on when you enter and exit the market, we're focusing here on dynamic entry and exit prices. So for example, you enter a trade or an investment. The most important part, of course, leading up to that is your probabilities. But after that, it's coming down to your plan and having a clear margin for profit that far outweighs that of your stop loss or that of your risk. And that puts you in a position to, over time, you could lose more than 50% of your trades or investments, but still make out profitably with that setup. So you get a single trade checklist, and I'll show you how to leverage AI so you always have profitable trades. Module 5, finding AI profit stocks, 7-point framework to find high growth AI stocks. And then module 6, which is $997 value, building your explosive portfolio. So this is how you get AI to do 93% of the work for you. This is my exact 4-step value unwrapping for cryptos and stocks. Learn how to manage each asset with precision and identify high value opportunities. Structure your portfolio for growth that lasts no matter the market conditions. Step-by-step stock analysis frameworks so you can copy and paste for consistent and repeatable results. So those are all 6 modules of the virtual stock trading system. It's a 6-week system, and classes are weekly, and you get the complete system, all 6 modules, a value of $5,482. Classes begin next Thursday. VIP open today is 75% off, regularly almost $5,000, and it's yours today for just $1,297. So you can go to https://cash2assets.com/trade now, or just cash2assets.com/trade now, or you could go to the description below this video, and towards the bottom of there is a link for the cashtooassets.com/trade now. And when you enroll, you'll get the confirmation along with the classes and schedule for next Thursday. So we're going to start peeling back the curtain and begin to jump in and really break down this process of the virtual stock trading. And it begins next Thursday. Right now, it's 75% off. So, of course, guys, we got, if you guys don't know, it probably goes without saying at this point, since I'm pretty sure you know me and my sincerity by now. But for those of you who are still on the fence, let me just reiterate, you get a 30-day, no hassle, money back guarantee. Try my system today. See for yourself what others have held back and give me a fair shot. You owe it to yourself to make this small investment, follow the system, and experience the results. So again, classes are beginning next Thursday, and you just go to cashtooassets.com/trade now, or you click the link in the description below. So David says, again, this course completely changed how I think about trading AI stocks. I finally feel like I have a system that works, and I've already made my first profitable trade. Here's some other results from students and people in StockMate, as well as people in our virtual stock trading system. See some of the returns there. There's 183% return on a month. There is 147% return all time there. You can see it compared to the market. Laura was up about 1.7%, even with a smaller account, doing well and seeing the returns. And Andrew was up about 3%, 3.8% there in his first day. And investing, you see another 187% all time, up to $102,000 in their portfolio. So, all types of sizes of investors. John says the step-by-step approach made everything so easy to understand. I still can't believe I didn't start earlier. I've already made gains using the strategies in StockMate. So you hear it from John. Go to cashtooassets.com/trade now. And we'll see you in the classes next Thursday. Now, I actually have something. Some of you guys, you're saying, Will, it's cool. I love it. But, I need something more. I need something more from you, Will. What else you got going on here? And maybe you're on the fence. And how many of you guys are there? You're like, I'm there. I'm almost here. I'm feeling it. But here's the deal. I got, for the next 20 fast action takers, here's what we got. And the reason it's 20, you kind of realize. Here's the first, for the next 20 fast action takers, flip a switch that puts your portfolio 100% on autopilot. So you can just sit back and let trades land in your buy box. The world debut of Mercatus. So the normal stock finding system or steps are to build a list of the stocks, to dive into the financials, to check the news, to go and start over again. Build the list, analyze the market, check the chart, see the financials, read the news, compare the stock, make the trading plan, enter the trade, refresh, and repeat. And how many of you guys have seen that process? And you're like, it's a long process. I keep going through it. Well, until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on just buy and sell ratings. Profitable trades and it normally takes profitable trades, the technology plus the human skill. Imagine you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill. It's to make better trades. Imagine you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill. So this is bonus number 1. You get a 1-year license free and save your spots in the beta group in Mercatus AI, which is our predictive AI and market analysis software. It's a value of $1,990. So let me share with you guys how it works. I could tell you, but why don't I just share with you how it works? So I'm going to go ahead and open up my browser. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see a screen right now with Robinhood? Can everybody see that? So if you head over here, you can go to where it is. So we've had some work happening in the background. We've had a lot of work happening in the background in the team. Charting your financial future here. One platform, every market. It's not historical data, it's future data. It's predictive analysis. It's AI driven on millions of data points. So you can visualize your advantage. This is the page, and this is how it's going, right? It uses millions of data points, billions of data points, and the most cutting edge AIs, from Gemini to OpenAI to Grok to DeepSeek to Anthropic. And it has dynamic AI selection. And let's jump in. Why don't I just demo it for you guys so you can just see. So we jump in here, and the first thing you'll notice is that you have this 3D look of the stocks. And that's right. You can visualize the markets and see how different companies are connected. So can you guys all see this okay? Do I need to move this at all? You can kind of see, right? So we can visualize how companies are connected. And I can now go and get predictive analysis from the companies and the markets. So for example, let's head over to Quantum. I'm going to go and I'm going to click on IonQ. Okay, so IonQ. It seems that it is working. Let me just refresh. Okay, sometimes this happens as I'm getting it out. And again, this is a beta access. So let me just make sure we get it. And as we get that thing running, I'm going to restart it because it's on a server. It's using a lot of data, and I have to, in order for me to run it, it takes a lot of data and a lot of computing power. So let me make sure it's running. There is, when I was starting this, we've had to optimize to get it to a point where it doesn't use as much computing power, because imagine, and we're going to jump into it, how much of an impact it could have if you don't have to do the analysis. There we go. All right, so we're in it. We're back in it. So again, Quantum, we're looking at IonQ. All right, so IonQ, we could click there. We have the price there for the day. We can now add a future chart. So this chart is based on all of the data that this AI is working with, that it's able to now bring up based on the next day analysis for the day. It's giving me a full analysis. It's giving me even price predictions for the stock. And I can go and I can select the next 4 hours, the next week, the next month, the next 3 months, the next year. And it's going to consider all of the variables and do an analysis. The AI is doing an analysis for that specific time frame. So imagine IonQ or Tesla, let's say. If a car catches on fire on Tesla and it gets in the news, it might affect the stock for the next hour. If they're building a gigafactory and it's going to be coming out in 3 months, that might affect the stock in a 3-month period or a 6-month period. So we could start looking at the projections and get the forecasts for the future. Not only that, you can upload a picture of a stock's chart and it will give you the analysis based on what it sees. So you got that happening for you. You can swap between ChatGPT, OpenAI, Anthropic. And when we back tested this, it's getting scary good. But the number one thing that I'm using right now is to visualize the different markets and see how companies are connected to identify emerging markets. So that's kind of the breakdown for the beta access that you're getting. You're getting the ability to use the predictive analysis and build your watch lists and see the news that's happening for the company in a way that is the best and purest form of information. So you go from this setup, and then we're back into the presentation here. And we have this value of a 1-year license for our software that you get as a bonus for joining the 6-week virtual stock trading system. So again, 6 weeks, classes begin next Thursday. And if you want to tune in there, we're going to be starting the classes at noon Eastern time, and you'll get all the recordings. Bonus number 3 is you get a growth launch strategy call. So you get to jump on the phone with a kickstart with myself, one-on-one strategy session and coaching call with me or my team. It will be me. And that's a value of $300. We only give that out specifically for people that are either in our inner circle that I'm consulting with, or they're a part of StockMate and they're taking advantage of their call that they get access to. So the growth launch strategy call, that's a bonus for the next 20 fast action takers. And I could tell you guys it's going, and we're now starting to see these spots fill up. And the reason it fills up is because, again, I don't have enough time in the day to do more than 20 calls. Like, we have a designated day for the calls, and so there's real, we cannot have the virtual stock trading system open. Same thing with this. It's a 1-year license for free. All the overhead we're fronting. Like I said, we run extreme computing power through the AIs. It's not something that I'm able to offer to a lot of people here. We're time and data restricted. So daily live sessions. StockMate 1-year membership is bonus number 3. If you didn't think it was getting better than that, you get the daily live sessions with me to help you make faster progress and get in the room each day at market open. Some of you guys might already be in StockMate. It's a value of $549, and it's starting as soon as tomorrow morning at market open for Friday's market live session. You get it absolutely free as a bonus. How many of you guys would like to see our entries and our exits at market open? Yes, exactly. Yeah, $549 is, I've had some people send me messages that they've made that in one trading session. Now, some people, they're starting off, they're just experimenting with less. They're still figuring things out. Some people are getting to the point where they're just getting out of paper trading and simulation trading. Some people, that's 0.25% of their accounts that they make a return on, and it pays for it like that. But anyway, it's a value of $549, StockMate full membership bonus. And there's one last bonus for you guys. If you didn't think it was going to get better than this, it does. 2 tickets to stock meet. Come hang out with my team and I in Miami or California, depending on where we have it. No outside speakers, 100% real value. So you get one-on-one. It'll probably be about 3 days, one-on-one with myself and other investors. So there will be other investors. And if you want to be there, it's a bonus for the 20 fast action takers in the link below. So again, all the AI stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules, plus all the bonuses, value of $11,469, according to the real world value I'm able to identify. And just because we put a lot of work and we spent dev and we spent a lot of money on the software does not mean it's worth more. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the results are what I'm valuing it based on. Classes begin next Thursday. If you guys want to tune in at the classes, you want to join us there, the VIP reopened 75% off today, regularly $4,800, and it's yours today for $1,297. So again, all the modules, all 6 modules, 6 weeks of the classes that we have once a week. You get the call with myself. You get a 1-year bonus access to stock meets. You get the beta access to the new software. And you get to come hang out with me and my team at our next StockMate live events. You get all that, all the modules with the bonuses for just $12.97. And go to cashtoassets.com/trade now if you guys want to be there. Now, I will tell you guys, if you're on the fence and you obviously are there, you're already in it and you're ready, don't wait. You committed yourself to succeed, and right now is your shots. And I'll tell you guys something, here on YouTube, we provide as much value as possible. And if you're getting value from the YouTube videos, some people are like, Will, I've made so much money from the YouTube videos that it seems ridiculous not to get a virtual stock trading system with you. That's usually the consensus. Sometimes it's like, I'm still learning, or they're like, I just want to watch videos and that's it. And all power to you. Like, if that's it, I'll be here for you. I'm here. But if you're like, I wonder what would happen if you wake up a year from now, let's call it 3 years from now, and you say, I wonder what would have happened if I went all in with Will and I gave it a shot. I wonder where my investment portfolio would be if I had learned the things I need to learn to identify good deals and manage my portfolios and take advantage of this AI boom. I wonder where I would have been if I would have learned how to invest in those companies that were coming up in that 2025 to 2030. I wonder where I would have been. And I'm saying, you don't have to ask that question. Right now is your shot. So again, classes begin next Thursday. Go to cashtoassets.com/trade now. And I'll see you guys in our next class on Thursday. And if you're in it, I'll see you tomorrow morning at Market Open inside of StockMate. And looking forward to unlocking the beta access for Mercatus AI software for you as soon. So I see it, guys. We're going. Spots are filling up. And I want to let you know that once it's gone, it's gone. Right now is your shot. And as we start to wrap things up here, just know we have a lot of value in the presentation if you guys are here. I also promised you guys that we would have a full breakdown for market selection. I think it was there around 30 minutes. So feel free to check it out. All right, guys. I see Johnny says, thank you for all the insight, knowledge. You're a good, smart man. Have a great night. Profitable tomorrow. Let's go. JMC says, love it. Always cover quantum stocks. Small cap companies like Astro Labs are amazing. And I don't cover them. Yeah, we cover stocks we're interested in or that are bringing value. Astro Labs is an interesting one. That's a good one. I love it. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Again, if you're having trouble with the link, you can go to cash2assets.com/trade now. And this page is going to be going away, the YouTube video. So just keep that in mind. And then if the link there, you can go on the link in the description. It's just below to join. You click that link, take you to an order form. I think they have PayPal. They got Klarna. If you wanted to do payments over a few months or you want to do it all up front, they got PayPal or card. And then on the thank you page, it will be access to a custom profit plan you get that's going to schedule the call with me that you'll get as soon as, I think, tomorrow or next Tuesday would be the next available time, if not tomorrow. And then we'll have our classes next Thursday and beta access dropping here in the first week in June. So again, if you want to be there, cash2assets.com/trade now, or click the link in the description below. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you all. And I hope it's been valuable for you. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care, guys. And it's been sunny the whole time. You guys kind of see me, I'm like in a shadow. All right. Take care, guys.